Hello, everyone. So, welcome to Theatre Insider. My name is Daniel, and I'm so excited to be with you here and talk about my journey throughout my 2 years of IB. So, the main purpose of this channel is just to give you all the resources that I personally used throughout my IB years when taking HL Theatre. That was something new to me. I didn't expect to do that. But when I first got my Ivy admission, I was so excited. I thought, well, I can do anything. I have to take a math course, I have to take English, I have to take another language, and I have to take a humanity. And all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm also able to take an art form. Bear in mind that I come from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which means that my school system is like the old Belgium one. If you don't know what that is, it's mostly just academics. There's no space for a lot of artistic form. So when I got into IB, I was excited. I said, yes, I'm going to take an art form. I didn't know how to draw, but I've always wanted to be an actor. Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an actor. I've always wanted to do something with modeling, acting, performing. I wanted to be on TV. My mom always discouraged me to do that because she said, it's not a rewarding job. It's just as she will say, it's a lucky job. So if you're lucky enough, you get the job. If you're not, you don't. To some extent, she's right because back home, that's how it is. But I think in the US, it's different, which, yeah, I am in the US right now because I finished my 2 years of IB. I moved in the US and now I'm studying in a beautiful campus, in a beautiful university, and I really love it. But I think I'm deriving away from the topic. Anyways, let's go back. I decided to make this YouTube video because when I was doing IB theater, I realized that there's not so much resources on how to go about addressing and solving and even doing those assignments that we have. We have the solo performance, director's notebook, and all of those research presentation, as well as the group project that we have to do. My group didn't do it because we're doing the pandemic. So I had to make some modification for us. But I know it can be challenging. That's why I decided to make this YouTube video, this YouTube channel as a whole, so that I can go ahead and explain to you the process of everything. But this video is not going to be about any of those things. I just want to introduce myself, introduce the content, introduce this YouTube channel, and see how it's gonna go. So my plan is to explain to you why I decided to make this video and why I decided to go about this channel, apart from the resources, and why I think I'm an expert to some extent. I would say a semi-expert in the field. To start, I got a high 7 in IB theater, all the while taking it during the global pandemic. So here's the story. I just got into IB. I'm excited. I'm going through this transition from the very traditional schooling system to something that is very new and more, they say, holistic, rounded. So I had to do that, and I was a really, 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 really excited. I was extremely excited. So also, I'm a UWC student. For those who don't know that, I'm gonna try to post a link in the video, a link down on the video so that you can see what it is about. But I was selected to be part of the scholars, UWC scholars, and go to a UWC school called Waterfall Kamhlaba, which is in Southern Africa. So the beautiful kingdom of Eswatini. So I went there excited. I met new people from all over the globe. I'm excited. I'm so excited about taking all of those classes, studying in a new environment, and so on, and taking IB theater because I thought that it was going to bring me into modeling and so on, and just acting, just knowing how to do things. Because in my head, it was most about going to be about acting. It wasn't. That's what I figured out down the line, but that's just away from the point. So I went there. I spent 3 months, just 3 months, and I was brought back home. The pandemic just screw things up. The school administration decided to shut down the school. The country was on lockdown. South Africa was on lockdown, which is the neighborhood country. Eswatini was on lockdown. Everything was so bad. I went back home. Home was also another experience. So at home, I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any professors. I didn't have internet because internet is very expensive back home, and it's very, very challenging for me to stay consistent. And the worst thing was the electricity was playing hide and seek all the time with me, all the time. I woke up in the morning at 5, there's electricity, and then at 6, there's not. So I was trying to navigate six college classes, like six. So yeah, because IB looks like college classes, I would say. Yes, six IB courses, sorry, and an extended essay coming up soon, and also the CAS projects, creativity, activity, and service, and all of everything in between. I also had to create a social life for myself, trying to be more active in my family and just be appreciative. I'm also religious, so I had to go to church and all of that. It was just a mess. And I couldn't do theater online. I just couldn't do theater online. It was just too much for me to do. So during for an entire, I didn't even do anything with theater. I was just skipping classes. I was almost failing all of my classes. I was failing math. I was failing physics, which I took for HL physics, SL math. I was failing, but at the end of the day, I was depressed. I was sad, and it wasn't the best experience, to be honest. But then after a year, the school decided to reopen, and I went back. But still, with the lockdown policies, mask all the time, we have to check our temperature every morning. We are isolated from one another, and so on. So IB is very strange because I did the November session. So when we came back, I did the November session. So we started in January, finished in November. I came back to school in January, but school only officially opened in March. So from March to October, I had to work on all of my assignments. Because for IB Theater, for those of you who don't know, I think that's what my professor told me. By October, we need to submit all of our IB Theater projects, all of our assignments, because IB has a different way of grading those because sometimes they really take long. So that's what happened. So during, I think approximately maybe 6 months, I had to work on all of those. So from March to October, I had to work on all of my IB assignments under pressure. Also knowing that South Africa is just next door, so if they have a wave of COVID, the Kingdom of Eswatini is also affected. That was a lot. That was a lot to handle. I was always frustrated. I was always sad. I was always panicking, but I made it through. I made it through. Me and my friends, we all made it through, and I'm so grateful that we're able to do that. And that's why I'm here. Regardless of the pandemic and all of the waves that we had, because apart from COVID, we had political instability in the country. We had so many things happening. I was able to achieve a high 7 in that course, which basically happened during 6 months or so. So while studying within that environment of pressure, anxiety, and COVID on the lookouts and always panicking and so on, I was able to achieve that grade. So because I realized that I was very resilient during that period of time and I was very successful during that period of extreme pressure, I thought that I would share what worked for me during that time. I also got a 7 in Spanish, and I'm hoping that maybe I will give you some tricks and tips in order for you to succeed in that class. But the main goal of this channel is to actually to provide you with those resources. When I was doing IB theater on my own, because my professor was not really supportive at the time, she was also going through a lot. Her family lived in Canada, and she came all the way to Swaziland, to the Kingdom of Swatini. It was just a lot for her as well, so I understand that. So the goal of this video is to give you all of the resources that I used and even go with you throughout the process of what I did, how I did, and what worked and what didn't work. Because there was a lot of refining, going back again, trying this, trying that, and making it work together. So that's the goal of this video. When I looked on YouTube and I went online, there were some resources, but there were not really a lot. So that's why I want to take all of those resources, condense them into one, and go about sort of how to the process of going through those assignments. I really want you to succeed. So if you are really excited about this, as I am, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're planning on taking IB Theater, that would be a good opportunity for you to see whether you like it or not, and how are the assignments graded and how you can go about the process. If you have a friend who's planning on doing that, do the same thing. Share with them, show them what is it about, and we see how it goes. I really want you to succeed. That's always what I want. I love tutoring. I love teaching. I love helping people. So that's why I'm doing this video. So if you really like this video, just stick around, subscribe. I'll be posting some videos in the near future. I'm planning to do it every Friday or every end of the week, so Saturday, Sunday, because I'm still in college, so I'm trying to balance everything out. but my goal is to actually go over all of those: the solo performance, the research presentation, the director's notebook, and even the group project. I forgot how we name it, but I want to go over all of those and be able to provide you with as much help as I can if you are willing to go with me on this journey. So until next time, break a leg.